It's very.
Guys, why are you commenting?
This is not light. But it's going on, yeah.
Welcome to the South Zone Sports Climbing Competition 2023. This is the Boulder Men's Finals happening in Bangalore. Only 3 out of our 8 finalists will secure a spot in the National that's happening later on this month. So the stakes are high, and honestly, anything can happen. So we've just finished with the women's lead finals, and what a performance from each and every single athlete. And we've also watched the qualifiers earlier today. With me is Pratiksha,
Hi,
who is
guys.
a national champion and a very, very experienced climber. How are you?
Doing great.
Okay, so currently the rankings stand at Bharat in first place, Lokesh, Vishak, Madan, Gaurav, Nikil, Samir, Bharat BN, Aditya and Yogat. How were the qualifiers for you? What did you think?
That was Sudarshan climbing. Sorry. He seems to have made a mistake early on, actually, and slipped off the wall. Qualifiers were actually really fun to watch. The route was pretty interesting.
It was, and I think the crux of the route was pretty early on. People
Yeah.
falling towards the beginning
Yeah,
of the route.
there was a pretty sketchy move about one third way up the route, and a lot of people found it really hard to get past.
Yeah. Sudarshan looks very disappointed.
Yeah. I don't think he expected to fall that low.
No.
Come on, Bharat! Let's go!
Next climber up is Bharat BN.
Yay, Bharat, let's go. Bharat's Instagram name is Bharat Beast. As we all call him Beast because he's super strong outdoors,
He does.
super strong indoors.
Very strong start from Bharat. This route is looking very challenging so far.
Yeah, it's
They're all
pretty-
very strong climbers and they seem to be struggling quite early on.
He seems pretty smooth through this, though. I don't think he's finding too much difficulty. His clipping's pretty good. He's pretty.
He seems pretty confident as well.
I'd say the crux starts when the orange holds start because the slopers and start on the incline there.
Mm-hmm. For those of us, aka me, who don't know, what is a sloper?
So anything that's pretty open-handed, something that you don't generally know how to hold until you go there and hold it, I would say is a sloper.
Because it looks like a very grippy surface right now.
Yeah,
But-
it's got pretty bad grip.
Uh-huh. So it's all about that palm friction.
If it's big enough for palm, yeah, it's for about palm friction. Oh, nice, but it's gotten
It's quite
pretty
a funky
far on
hold
this
there.
route.
It looks like a lip.
Yeah,
And we were debating earlier if that's like,
a crack
enough,
or
yeah.
if it's just to hold the whole volume.
but it looks pretty big.
Yeah, I
And
don't think it's
spacious.
small enough for a hand jam.
Is that a bad
Seems
thing
to
or
have found a
thing?
good resting point. A nice certain
Yeah.
like halfway up the route, which is really important so that he makes it to the top.
Come on, Bharat, come
Would you have preferred it if it was like a hand jam?
I mean, it would have been
instead of a-
interesting to see.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That was a powerful move from
Power
Bharat.
move.
Come on, bro!
It would have been an interesting move to add to a lead route,
Uh-huh.
but I don't think the climbers would have enjoyed it as much. 'Cause it tends
probably
to
get in
scrape
there
your
and be
hands
like,
a little
"Thank God.
and hurt your wrist. Bharat's elbows flaring out a little bit at this point.
He's more than halfway up the route. Still looking
You
quite
can see
strong
him
and
struggling
confident.
just
Yeah.
a little bit at this point, but he still seems kind of confident. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping he does make it higher up the route so we can see the top section. Oh, that's a
Ooh.
bad hold.
Looking.
It's a pretty bad volcano, a finger pocket, but I think he tried to put 3 fingers. I'm not sure how many can fit in there.
That looks tiny.
Yeah, it's a smart move, I think, to clip
And like
from
as you
here
get
if
higher, I
can.
think the chances of resting are very few and far in between.
Yeah, the holds at the top of this route don't look so friendly.
Do you think this is the last place you can rest?
Yeah,
Properly.
for sure. This is
Mhm.
like a really nice hold, so he's gonna try and get all the rest he can, so he can keep moving
Look
after
at that
this and
finger
not.
pocket. It's tiny.
Come on, Bharat.
God, that looks
Come on.
unforgiving.
Come on, Bharat. Let's go.
Oh, that was a
That was such a good effort. though.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so he'll be awarded the plus now for attempting to hold the next hold, but he
Okay.
didn't get it.
But you still get awarded a point.
Yeah, you
for
get
that.
a plus. Not a
Mhm.
point, not a full point, you get plus.
Okay. What is a plus?
So the way you get marked in a lead climb is that every hold has a number, and then they just give you the points based on that
Okay.
hold. So if you do a positive move from a hold, your body makes a move to the next hold, you get a plus.
Okay.
Bit number 73.
In a lot of cases, it helps define the ranks
Mhm.
and avoid ties.
Up next, we have Aditya from Telangana. There he is, looking a little bit nervous.
Yeah,
I
he's a
think.
fairly newer climber compared to the rest of this final. Let's see how he fares on this
Yeah.
route.
Do you think he got nervous by like the sounds of the crowd up in isolation?
I think as a newer climber, he might have gotten in his head a little bit.
Mhm.
But like more experienced climbers know how to read the voice that comes from the crowd,
Yeah.
because we look for signs to know how far a person went on the route.
Yeah.
If they've topped it, we'll know from the screams. If
Absolutely.
they fell
So
lower
you're
than we
saying
thought
that
they
he
would
can
fall.
tell how far Bharat went just from like
Yeah.
sounds of the crowd.
Yeah, yeah. It's totally easy to tell. Or if the climber fell lower than they were expected to fall,
Mhm.
we'd know that too.
Yep.
And then that
Would
may
that
get
boost?
in your head
Would
sometimes.
that boost your ego or like scare you as a competitor?
It depends on the climber, honestly.
Okay.
Like some people would be like, okay, like gauging your level against another climber, you'd be
Mhm.
able to tell whether you'll cross that move or not.
Okay.
But a lot of the times, especially at, like with this group or at nationals, we're at like very similar levels.
Mhm.
So at that point,
Ooh,
it's hard to
little
tell.
Foot slip there.
He recovered from that well, though.
Yeah.
So his elbows are flaring out a little bit, so I'm assuming he's pumped a little bit
Mhm.
already. Oh, another foot slip.
Ooh. Barely
Tiny
made it to that, but he
foots-
held on.
Yeah, tiny foot slips like that may not look like they take a lot of energy out of
Mhm.
your climb. But, see,
Ooh.
even small foot slips tend to, like, because then you're hanging momentarily for that split second, you're
Yeah.
hanging on just your arms. So it's expending more energy than you would want.
And you're already like
Yeah.
trying not to get pumped.
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
point.
yeah. Especially on an incline, you're always trying to keep most of your limbs like 4 points of contact on the wall. It definitely looks cool to like hang around and swing around and stuff on the incline,
Yeah.
but it takes so much energy, so it's like always best
All
to
about the footwork.
footwork, core tension mostly on
Mhm.
an incline. It's really important to keep
Yeah.
your hips close to the wall.
Exactly. I was talking about it with Nikil, who was my previous co-host for the women's
Yeah.
league event, and all beginner climbers, or like people who don't climb, they all think that climbing is all about like upper body strength.
Yeah, it's a
Even
bad
for me,
misconception.
it was a big excuse to be like, I have no upper body strength. I'm not
Haha,
go
yeah.
climbing. But no, it's all about like you use your entire body.
Yeah,
you use
yeah.
Your entire body.
It's a
in the
great thing
sport.
about climbing.
Mhm.
And it's what I tell most people who start out, that you think that you need like big biceps or like
Yeah.
you have to be super strong in your upper body,
Mhm.
but you need core strength just as much. Your feet need to be strong, and more importantly, you just need to know how to move your body well.
Absolutely. It makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Like even like for most of my climb sessions, somebody will always be there to give me like
Yeah.
micro beta,
Yeah.
and it's just like the tiniest angle in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
foot,
Makes a large
which
difference.
like will make the difference.
Yeah. We got Yoga not climbing right now from Chennai.
The beginning section, everyone seems to have down.
Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. I
Mhm.
think
Just try
has
not
a
to get
nice flow
pumped.
to it.
As we were waiting for this competition start, by the way, the route setters have removed some of the holds from the route that we can see right beside it.
Yeah,
So the men
from
can't
the women.
stretch and, like,
Oh,
use those
Ooh.
footholds.
yeah. So that they don't break beta.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He's made it.
Yeah, Yoganath's elbow is also a little bit flaring out.
Mhm. Is that like a telltale sign of someone getting pumped?
Yeah,
Mhm.
your elbows immediately start flaring out once your forearms
Okay.
get pumped.
Flaring out as in like
So they're not like when you're climbing, your body's underneath your arms.
mhm.
So it's like under your elbows, but then as you get more and more pumped, your elbows start bending outwards.
Oh, okay. So you recently recovered from an injury.
Yeah,
On
an
your
elbow
elbow.
injury.
Have you
Yeah.
gotten pumped since? And like, what does that feel like?
3 months I was out, so the
Mhm.
first week of climbing I was pumped all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, Yogat took a fall. I think he just got pumped. Didn't really make any mistakes.
Mhm. Yeah, I was flowing through it pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, the first week or so I was just pumped all the time. But it's gotten a little better now as I've worked on some endurance.
The next climber in men's
But we're still
category,
getting there. Still
Yes.
a long way to go.
Absolutely.
bid number
Also, you are
81.
pre-qualified for the nationals, so you will be taking part.
Yes, I will.
You are just
I
helping
applied
us
for
out
a
with
wild
commentary
card.
today, and thank you so much for being here
Thank you for having me.
and
This is
like
pretty
giving
fun.
us your insight.
This is fun.
Woo! Come on,
Next,
go,
we've
go.
got Garv. Garv is actually one of the more influential climbers, I'd say, in Bangalore. He's one of the original few that like climb outdoors.
The OG climbers.
Yeah. And he's built like a really good community of
Uh-huh.
outdoor climbers in Bangalore.
Beautiful. Is he one of the guys that like started out routes in Setan and Madan?
No, he developed a lot of the area around here in
Uh-huh.
Bangalore, like in
Very cool.
Avati
Okay.
and Devarabetta and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Those are beautiful places.
yeah,
to
they
go
are.
to. And it's just like a 1 hour drive from Bangalore.
Yeah, that's
most
the
of
best
these
thing
places.
about Bangalore is you drive 1 hour in any direction and you get boulders.
Exactly. So much to do in the city.
Yeah, Gaurav's son also climbs. I believe he came first in the
Yes,
sub
we saw him
juniors.
climb. We were all so excited.
Yeah,
Tiny
super
little thing,
strong.
but so strong.
Genes, I guess.
Mhm.
Gaurav's also pretty chill through this
Yeah.
section.
Is he a competition climber as well? So he's been through this circuit.
He
many
has he
times.
has done a lot of these zonal comps, but by nature I'd say he's an outdoor climber.
Uh-huh.
He enjoys rock climbing a lot more.
Nice.
You can sort of tell
Flowing
from
through
his
this.
climbing that he's an outdoor climber. It's very static, very
Uh-huh,
controlled.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh. I think is outdoor climbing mostly like crimpy, very finger heavy stuff.
It is finger heavy, but I mean it depends on the place where you're climbing. So
Mhm.
like around Bangalore for sure it's
Yeah.
crimpy.
I went to Avati once.
Yeah, we've
and my
got really
fingers
sharp
were,
rocks.
like gone.
Yeah, one session will do that, shred your skin.
Mm-hmm. But it was
like
so much
if
fun.
you go to Setan or like even Badami, it's
Yeah.
a lot more slopey.
Nikil Abhay Abraham.
Have you been to Setan? by the
I
way?
have. Setan is beautiful.
Yeah. I think it's in season right now, isn't it?
No, right now it's kind of cold actually.
Okay.
Like October is usually when everybody goes.
Mm-hmm.
May and October. December it gets really cold.
Yeah.
I was freezing in October, so I would not make it in December.
If you would like to go outdoors, there are a couple of places that take you there. One of them is Boulderbox.
Yeah.
It is a climbing station based out of Delhi.
Yeah.
And
Their gym is amazing.
it's so good. I haven't been there yet myself, but
Huh.
I've heard so many
I
people-
have, and I
including-
gush about it to everybody.
Yeah, like the people who have ranked first in this men's finals, Bharat, Vishak, and Loki, they've all trained there, and like, they have only good things to say about it.
Yeah, their gym is one of the best in the country.
Mhm.
The design of the gym is amazing. The walls are really
and you're
good.
an
The
architect.
collection
You
of
were telling
holes.
me that you really, really appreciate
Yeah.
how it's laid out.
I'm a sucker for aesthetics, and their
Uh-huh.
gym is just like beautiful.
They have a library.
Yeah, they
and
do.
They have a cafe, so you can just like chill there.
And you can watch people climb while you're at it.
Yeah. And I feel like
Nikil-
you learn so much when you watch people climb,
That
even
is
if you
true.
don't climb yourself.
That is true.
But yeah, in case you want to go outdoors, they take you there. They also offer yoga and aerial arts classes if you're not like into climbing. But they do have a very, very top-notch bouldering facility
Yes, they do.
with the best route setters. All you have to do is log on to boulderbox.in and you can find out more.
Meanwhile, Nikil is cruising through this route.
He really
Gotten
is.
to the orange section.
I think this is the furthest
and-
that someone has made it. Oh no, that's
no,
not right.
that's not right. Bharat went up.
I was like, I've seen those lips before.
Yeah. But Nikil has got to clip here before moving on.
Is it dangerous to
Okay.
clip once you're like above the clip itself?
It is. Well, I mean, it's dangerous to a certain extent, but if you're in a position that you can still clip from, it's okay. And
Okay.
so long as you trust your belayer, it should be fine.
Nice.
Oh. I think he got pumped out on that. And
We have like no critique or technique criticism for this. It's just like people are getting pumped out.
yeah, this is
and
a
that's why
pretty
they're
pumpy
falling.
route. It's not really
Uh-huh.
so technically hard, I would say. There's nothing
Mhm.
that's confusing about the route. Everyone seems to have gotten the beta right,
Yeah.
but
Just
everybody
endurance.
is getting pretty pumped.
The next
That was
climber
Gaurav J
is
from
Samir
right here in Karnataka.
Kolhapur From Karnataka, bib number 6.
Next up, we have Samir Belapur. We're pretty blessed with the weather today, I would say.
Yeah, we are.
We're pretty blessed with the weather anyway.
I mean, it's Bangalore.
Yeah. But it's been pretty unpredictable recently.
It's been pretty cloudy the
Mm.
past few days, but not raining. So I mean, it's my favorite
Exactly.
kind of weather.
I watched one competition that happened in Innsbruck, like an IFSC competition, and it was raining, and the athletes had such a hard time because their shoes were getting wet.
Yeah,
There was so much humidity in the air.
yeah,
just-
it does pose a
Yeah.
problem. Thankfully, we've got not clear skies, but at least it's not raining.
No, it's not
And
clear
it's like
skies,
nice
but
temperature.
exactly.
Nobody's dying of heat.
Bangalore, woo!
Yeah, Bangalore's the best.
This is our last live stream event for the day, but we have an action-packed schedule waiting for us tomorrow. We have the speed finals for both men and women happening at 10 a.m. and then the men's boulder finals at 3 p.m. and women's boulder finals at 5 p.m. So we'll see you there. This is Samir. Cruising to the first part. Ooh. Pretty smooth sailing, I'd say.
Yeah, we're seeing the first sign of a little
Ooh.
confusion right now.
Little bit of a rest. How do you know? Because I've seen athletes premeditate like resting. And
Yeah,
even
it's
when
really
they're,
important.
Like, figuring out beta, I've seen them see where exactly they're gonna rest. How do you know?
Well, I mean, first off, you rest on whatever hold looks the best to rest on. Jugs preferably, but generally we don't get jugs on
Yep.
lead routes like this. Any position where you're not putting too much strain on your arms, so you can release that pump before you move
Yeah.
on. It's really important to know where those resting points are, so that you can gauge your movement through the route and pace yourself.
I guess that's like the last good place that he could have rested because it's now.
For this
pretty
section,
steep
yeah, he has to
incline.
keep moving through this
Yeah.
orange section.
He did get stuck there for a bit, but
Yeah.
he's made it past.
He's got to get this clip in. That's nice. Okay. He should be able to clip from here.
Mm-hmm.
But with a pump, I got to say it might be a
Yeah.
little hard.
I see the elbow flare that
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. That lip looks like a decent hold from here, but
It
it's
looks-
very open-handed.
Ooh.
Oh my god, that was a
What happened? Then?
scary
Did he get
fall.
caught up in the rope?
He did get a little caught, but he was quite high above the previous
Mhm.
clip. I hope he's okay.
He does look like he's okay, but that was a pretty
Seems
hard
to have
fall.
some sort of back pain, but I.
Mm.
Yeah, you have to be really careful while clipping and make sure your feet are not tangled in any ropes.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's unavoidable, especially when you're pumped. It's like very hard to get untangled if you
Yeah.
did by accident. But it's always really important to make sure
Mhm.
you're safe while you're climbing. Because in lead, you can take a fall at any point. You could just slip, you could dry
Yeah.
fire, your feet could come off. So it's always best to keep the rope,
He is limping a little bit there.
in between your legs.
Hope he's okay.
Seems okay, I guess.
The next climber is Madan from Karnataka, bib number 114.
As the MC just announced, that is Madan. Is he a relatively new climber as well?
No, not really, actually. He's been competing for a while. I've seen him come through sub-juniors, juniors, and then men.
Mhm.
So,
So he's been climbing for a while.
yeah. He's got a lot of experience, too.
Mhm. A little bit of swagger up to that first hold there.
Little clip fumble. Managed to get it, though.
This is one of my first times watching like a live competition, and it's hard. Like my heart is in my throat the whole time. I'm really rooting for each and every single athlete out here.
Yeah, our heart's in our throat even when we're climbing.
Mm-hmm. And he's on to the incline. Pretty fast, I'd say.
Yeah, didn't make a lot of mistakes down there, kept moving. Oh, that's a nice toe hook.
Mm.
Smart way to get that clip in place before he moves up. That's the clip that the previous guy fell on, so
Yes.
it's good that he got it in early on. Oh.
Did he release his foot too soon? What happened there?
His hand sort of slipped off that volume. His body wasn't really in the right angle position to be able to stick that move.
Okay. He looks pumped.
Yeah. The incline does that to you. You would think you would think that like when you're looking at the route from the ground, you'd be like, yeah, I can do this move. I
Yeah.
can do this move.
And you can't really see it on the
and
camera
then
as
you
well.
go
Like
and
it's
stand
quite
under
steep.
the wall, and that's when you realize when you're like, oh no, this is not as easy as it looks.
Yeah. Up next, we have Vishak. We are down to our last 3 contestants.
Vishak
Looking
is
a little
one
bit
of the
nervous.
climbers that went to Boulderbox to train.
He is. So climbers have 40 seconds to observe.
Yeah, so when they come out, so they've got the initial observation with the group beforehand, and then when they come out from isolation for their own climb, you get 40 seconds prior to your 6 minutes
Okay.
of climbing. Once the 40 seconds are up, the judge will tell you, and you can. That's when their 6 minutes starts. So if you want to keep observing, you can, but
Yeah.
you lose time.
It cuts into your time.
Vishak
Pretty
climbing
speedy.
a little cautiously here. Rightly so. Ew. Getting
bit
a
of
difficult clip in
fumble,
there.
yeah. Clips from the
Seems a
same position.
Little nervous, but keeps moving, so it's a good thing.
Vishak, come on. Let's go.
He's using a lot of like arm strength.
Yeah, these strong boys, I would say, tend to climb with their arms a lot more than with.
Is he in
their
danger of like
feet.
getting pumped out a little faster than the rest?
Not.
Wow.
I wouldn't say that in his case because they're so strong already.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's good to get that clip in.
He's done that so easily.
Yeah, this is a good resting position, so you can keep the pace up for the next part of the route.
You can't really see the incline from this angle, but what would you say that was, like the angle
The
of
incline,
the incline?
it's I think this incline is 40 degrees, somewhere between 35 and 40.
yeah, it's quite steep.
Yeah, IFSC walls are minimum this steep or more. So it's like a good training platform.
He's held on to a good old jug.
Yeah, we've got to the really good resting point.
Hyping the crowd up.
Vishak pumping up the crowd. He knows he's got this.
Yep.
He'll get a good rest in here before he moves on to the next
Is it
part
just
of the
like
route.
one smooth climb after that? There's not really a
Yeah,
nice
there's no
resting
place to
spot
rest
after that.
after this. We haven't seen this section of the route yet, so we'll find out what these holds
Mm.
are. They look terrible from
Oh. I think he had it.
here. Almost the same place that Bharat fell at.
Uh-huh.
Landed right on one of the judges' laps.
It was
Smooth
premeditated.
landing.
Mhm. He was pretty pleased with himself.
Yeah, I
And he
think
should be.
he'd
Got,
be
like,
happy.
85% on the way up. Vishak
I
doing a little
think-
bit of a victory.
I think
walk
with
back.
that, he's made it into the qualifying quota. Because I believe he and Bharat would get the same rank, same points.
Mhm.
And there's only 2 people left to go.
Yep, that is
So
true.
I gotta say Vishak has made it to nationals.
We have Bharat Perera now. He is a national champion several times over.
Yeah, he's been climbing since he was a baby. Well, not well, since he was 4. So.
He was a very young child when he started.
This is his, like, home ground.
Yeah, like all the finalists that make it into the nationals, they're gonna be so happy because they're gonna be performing to like a home crowd this time.
That is
Nationals
true.
are happening right here in Bangalore later on this month.
21st to 24th. So whoever's watching, come watch that too.
Yes. I thought everyone would go for the lower crimp.
The undercut?
Yeah, on that, but I guess
The undercut is
I know
always
nothing.
the No, the undercut is always the second option. It's always
Mhm.
easier to hold something that's right side up.
Okay.
Expends less energy. He's trying to make this as efficient as possible so that he doesn't waste too much time.
Fast work.
Seems to be faring well on this section.
Look at that heel hook.
Moving easily.
So strong.
Yeah, so heel hooks, like I said, allow you to keep your body and your hip as close as you can
Mm-hmm.
to the wall.
Yeah.
So and also takes a lot of load off of your arms. So it's a really good way to
Mm-hmm.
reduce the pump. Another
Again.
really good toe hook.
Such a strong toe hook. This is where you can see that leg work is just footwork even.
But also you can see
So
how
important.
strong he is on this route because he's able to rest on each hold, even if it's a
Yep.
micro rest. Just shaking his arms out for a brief 2
Mhm.
seconds on each hold. Also sort of removes the pump while you're going up.
Come on!
Yeah, I learned in the last conversation with Nikil that it's a lactic acid buildup in your arms.
Yep.
You just have to shake it out
Yep.
before it gets worse.
Come on, Baba, come on! Let's go!
Hopefully we'll see this next section here. Oh no.
Not quite.
This section proving to be difficult for everyone. The route setters might have made it a tad bit difficult.
Do you think route setters are proud when someone doesn't finish a route, or are they disappointed? Like we've made it
Baba
too
giving
hard.
a wave. They, I think they'd be not so proud if nobody does the move, because it's
Mhm.
always a happy moment when the climber does the move the way you intended them
Yeah.
to do it, or they finish a route that you set. So if nobody does the move, it's
Disappointing.
yeah, it's disappointing. Didn't want to be harsh.
But they have set quite the route. We haven't even seen the last part of this route.
Yeah,
We can see it
I'm
from where
waiting
we're
to
sitting
see
here.
that last bit, section of holds that look absolutely terrible.
They look awful. Some of them are upside down, not the way that you want them to be, basically.
There's a giant dual tech sloper
Mm-hmm.
that's completely upside down. I'm just waiting for someone to hold that
Yep.
sloper.
Maybe Lokesh will.
Hopefully.
He's the last one out. And that was our men's lead finals. Crowd is hyped.
With that, also, Baba has made it to the Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got our 2 spots.
Just one more left. Will Lokesh make it?
If Lokesh gets past, or even makes it till the same spot as the
Mhm.
previous 2, he'll make it to Nationals.
He had a very
Otherwise-
strong performance
Yeah,
in his qualifying.
He's also really strong.
I think he's lost out, which means he did rank first
Yes.
in the
But
qualifiers.
he tied with Baba in
Mhm.
the qualifiers. They both
He
fell
went
on
for the
same hole.
underhang.
Oh, you're happy. Well,
Well,
for a second.
hey.
Oh, he went back again. But see, that was a
Yeah.
little more of a harder
see
move
what
than the
you
rest
mean.
of them. Loki's calculating every move, making sure
Mhm.
he doesn't make any mistakes.
I was having a chat with him earlier, and he said that he started taking yoga lessons.
Yeah,
for
I
his
did hear
hip
about that.
mobility.
Yeah,
And you can
that's
see it.
something that he's wanted to work on this past
Mhm.
month, while everyone else was finding a little bit hard on this move.
Yeah.
While everyone else was training strength or power, Loki found that his shortcoming was in his mobility,
Mhm.
and he really wanted to improve on that in this past month. So he's worked a lot on it.
Yeah, dude, come on!
Got
Looking
into the
strong.
lip with not too many difficulties. Looking strong. He has to make this clip, hopefully from the next hold.
Come on, Loki!
He's made it.
If he gets to that point, he should be at Nationals. If he does fall lower, though, hopefully not.
Loki, come on, Loki!
Bharat will make it to the nationals. So let's see.
Looks like it's going to be a close call.
Yeah,
And
but
made
he's
it
there. He's there.
to the final rest, let's call it.
Yeah. He'll need this rest.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope that he makes it past these horrible holds.
They
I'm
really
fighting
are
the
horrible,
urge
and,
to like
we
scream
can't
out
see
and
yet,
cheer
but
for him.
the holes that are coming up are even
They're
worse.
terrible. I'm totally fighting the urge to like scream out
Yeah.
and cheer
It's
for
hard.
him. Yeah, it's really hard to do this and not be cheering for your friends.
Nice big rest
Yeah.
into a finger pocket.
He's finding out how terrible that hold. Oh.
Well,
That'll still
he's
count
made it to
as-
the nationals, though.
Okay, and with that, we've got our finalists, or our medalists,
Yes.
actually, for a lead.
They've all made it into the finals, which is
Got-
happening later on in Bangalore this month, the 21st to the 24th.
Yep. Come watch us at nationals.
Yes.
We've got our medalists Loki and Baba. I think have tied for first place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just like in the qualifiers.
yep. And Vishak comes in at third.
But what a performance from everyone.
Yeah, that was really great. They tried their best and they fought hard.
Absolutely.
Would
So
have been cool to see that end of
Yes.
the route though.
Absolutely. This
The
is
route
our
setters will
last.
be a little upset with that one.
They will. I
Yeah.
think they will. This is our last live stream event for today. But tomorrow we have speed finals and boulder finals. The schedule will be up on Beta Hub and the India Climbing Instagram pages. So have a look at those. Thank you so much, Pratiksha, for joining us.
Thank you
It's
for
been
having me.
An honor and a pleasure.
This was
It
so
was
much
very
fun.
hard not to scream out
Yeah, that
and
was really
support
hard.
the people that we want to support, which is everybody.
I mean, I'm going to
honestly.
be here on this tomorrow too for bouldering. That's going to be even
Yes,
harder.
That's gonna be so hard.
Yeah.
I think lead is like
I'm really regretting
fun, but it's a
choosing to
little
do
bit
this.
slow. Boulder's gonna be intense.
Boulder is hard to
We're gonna
not
have
cheer
control
for.
ourselves.
I might like accidentally shout out once or twice.
Yep, it's fine. It's all part of the experience. All right, join us tomorrow. I am Lani, joined by Pratiksha.
Bye guys.
We are at the South Zonals Climbing Competition 2023 in Bangalore. See ya.